has come to our family. You remember our venerable house? Opulent and imperial, gazing proudly from its stoic perch above the moor. I lived all my years in that ancient, rumor-shadowed manor, fattened by decadence and luxury. And yet I began to tire of conventional extravagance. Singular, unsettling tales suggested the mansion itself was a gateway to some fabulous and unnameable power. With relic and ritual, I bent every effort towards the excavation and recovery of those long-buried secrets, exhausting what remained of our family fortune on swarthy workmen and sturdy shovels. At last, in the salt-soaked crags beneath the lowest foundations, we unearthed that damnable portal of antediluvian evil. Our every step unsettled the ancient earth. But we were in a realm of death and madness. In the end, I alone fled laughing and wailing through those blackened arcades of antiquity, until consciousness failed me. You remember our venerable house, opulent and imperial. It is a festering abomination. I beg you, return home, claim your birthright, and deliver our family from the ravenous, clutching shadows of the darkest dungeon.
Welcome to Darkest Dungeon. Hello everybody, my name is Psyonic G, and we're starting another Let's Play because I want to get lots of different ones out so people can, sample different things and be like, oh, I like this, I don't like that, I like this, and we can see what I'll go with. So, as it says on screen, Darkest Dungeon is about making the most of a bad situation. You're not guaranteed to succeed. Even an infinite amount of skill will occasionally result in death due to random numbers, horrible accidents, nightmarish shadows creeping from the corners. So, I think the very first thing we need to do is go to the audio settings, quiet that down a bit. But we are going to be starting a new campaign, and I'll be explaining the basics of the game as we go. So if we go into campaign and we start a new letter, so we're going to call this YouTube Dungeon, and let's go. I'll stay silent for a bit to let you hear the narration.
You will arrive along the old road. It winds with a troubling, serpent-like suggestion through the corrupted countryside, leading only, I fear, to ever more tenebrous places. There is a sickness in the ancient pitted cobbles of the old road, and on its writhing path you will face viciousness, violence, and perhaps other damnably transcendent terrors. So steel yourself, and remember there can be no bravery without madness. The old road will take you to hell, but in that gaping abyss, we will find our redemption.
I do very much love the commentary on this game. It is exquisitely fantastic. So, before we get started, I'm going to pause the recording for one moment and make sure all the audio is set up accordingly. So, I will return for you instantaneously. For me, probably in about 5 minutes. And we are back, everybody. So, this is the game screen. As you can see, it's going to come up with the tips, and we'll talk everything through it. So we are currently in a room. If you look at the bottom, you can see the room on the map. It is down here. As you can see, there's a little torch on the room which indicates where we are. Basically, each mission compromises going from room to room, going through these little corridors. Inside the corridors, you can find fights, you can find treasure, you can find like horrible, evil shrines and stuff which you can activate. On the map, you move using W and A, and you can press A and D, sorry, and W will send you going through the door, so to a next area. At the bottom, pardon me, at the bottom left, you have your person. We have Reynold the Crusader and his 4 abilities. The little yellow circles show from which position in the party you can use that ability, and the little red circles show which person you can hit with this ability. So this one hits the front 2, this one hits one of the front 2 and stuns, this one is a shield, you have their weapons and armor, their health, their stress, which is a feature of the game which basically, as you find horrible things, your characters get like panicked and worried. And then there's your stats, which we won't go over in detail because there's no point. We also have our Highwayman, who, as you can see, has ranged abilities, so he can shoot from the further behind. He also has health and stress, weapon, and armor. So to move around on the map, we just click.
Brigands
And as you
have
can
run up these lanes. Keep to the side path. The hamlet is just ahead.
So as you can see, we're now moving through each corridor in the room, and you can find fights.
In brutal fashion, that all
Some
may hear of your arrival.
Sometimes the enemy will be surprised, which means you get a full action before them. So in this one I can use Grape Shot Blast, or I can use Open Vein. I'm going to use Open Vein. He dodged, that sucks. And then my Crusader will use Smite, which as you can see does 9 damage. He is going to attack back, which is annoying, 4 damage. Curse you. So this game is very heavily RNG based.
A faint hope blossoms.
So at the end of each battle you'll find gold and such. And here is one of the objects, interactive objects. And if I press W, I can look at it. So if I go into it, there leave valuables, which I can take.
Leave nothing unchecked. There is much to be found in forgotten places.
So the game works on a torch system, in that the lighter it is, the better chance you have at like surprising enemies, the better chance you have of being okay. The darker it gets, as you can see there, the more stressed your characters will become. The more
the rightful owner has returned, and their kind is no longer welcome.
Intense narration. The lower it gets, the more loot you get, but the more likely it is that you'll be surprised, and the more likely it is that bad things will happen to you. Now, when you're surprised, instead of having this like miss a turn thing, what happens is your party gets changed around. So as you can see, I can move here. And what that does is it means that you can't use some abilities. For instance, this one I'm pointing over here, if you were in the last position, you wouldn't be able to use this ability. And because different characters are very like melee or ranged or healing, having your party switched around can completely mess with you. For now, we are going to... Oh, nice crit. Attempt to shoot the people in the back. Let's try and stun this guy. Ooh, double crits. Not bad. So he is going to do a shot. 2 damage each, which is upsetting. And we got a debuff, -2 dodge. Luckily we stunned this guy. When you stun a guy, they'll get stun resist, so you can't permanently stun people, which is upsetting. Oh well. I was hoping we'd kill that guy, because he does a lot of damage over time with those blanket fires. And it reduces our dodge. Oh no! Bang. That is the... Oh, see, there you go, we've been moved. So now he can still use all of his abilities, so I'm just going to chop him there. But our other character will be unable to use his 2 middle abilities because he's at the front. I can still use Tracking Shot, which does a very small amount of damage, and that was all I needed to kill him. So when most monsters die, they leave corpses, and corpses basically stop the enemy from moving forward, so it means that you can't just like clear out some people at the back and then chop everyone at the front. So that dodge was really good because that ability causes stress. If I mouse over him and look at the bottom, you can see their resistances to stats, their dodge and speed, and then their abilities. As you can see on Rain of Whips, there's a little blood symbol, which means it bleeds you, and there's a little black, like, I don't know, like little circle. That means that it causes stress. So I'm glad I missed that, because stress is like the worst thing in this game. If stress wasn't in this game, it would probably be a lot easier. But here you go. So we killed him, and we completed the mission. Now, usually you'd return to Hamlet. In this case, I can continue adventuring. Now, I could open this chest, but I've done the tutorial like 100 times, and it is always trapped. So I'm just going to return home. And there we go. We sold all the extra stuff that we had, and then we got heirlooms. Heirlooms are used to upgrade the town, which I will show you in a sec. We got a trait. Dismas has reduced stress healing, which is really upsetting actually. Stress healing is quite an important factor in this game. After each mission, as you saw there, you will get...
Welcome home, such as it is. This squalid hamlet, these corrupted lands, they are yours now, and you are bound to them.
Thanks. Good to know. That's the guy talking, by the way. That little old man with the glasses who looks like he should be fucking in the ground. That's... Apologies. Language. Whew. That guy is the person talking to you. So he's the caretaker. But as you can see, we've leveled up, got level 1 resolve, which is important in upgrading stats and stuff. And we have quest goals. So there is Weasand Hags, Apprentice Necromancers. These are all like mini bosses and proper bosses. And then at the very bottom, you have the Darkest Dungeon, which is the very final game. So if you press H, you can get help, but I know most of the things in this. So this is your town, and the town will repair itself over time. If I click on Stagecoach, so the stage...
And men, soldiers and outlaws, fools and corpses, all will find their way to us now that the road is clear.
So basically what he's saying is we'll get new heroes. So you always start with a Plague Doctor and a Seeker Vessel.
Laboratory than the blood-soaked battlefield.
So, Plague Doctor is a guy who focuses on doing damage like bleeds and blights, which is damage over time, and the Seeker Vessel is someone who can heal. And luckily this one has both heals. She has the single heal and the group heal. She's got blight resist, and she takes more stress damage in the world, which is upsetting. And then this guy, -1 speed, claustrophobic, but Warrior of the Light, which is pretty good. He's got the 2 plagues, he's got a stun, and he's got battlefield medicine, which is actually really helpful. So that's not a bad team. In addition, we can upgrade these things, as you can see here, which increases the number of available heroes and the size of your roster, so the amount of people you can have. I always like to get these 2 upgrades straight away.
Be found even here, in the mud and rain.
Because having more heroes allows you to, like, in the darkest way possible, allows you to throw them into the meat grinder to get resources and not worry about them dying. So we got the Ancestors' Memoirs.
You will know the tragic extent of my failings.
So these are all the different quests. So all the different bosses you can find conclude the final stage of your campaign. So one day,
most will end up here, covered in the poisoned earth, awaiting merciful oblivion.
And this is the graveyard, one of the probably most used places in this game. People will die. Don't get yourself mixed up. Don't think that you're gonna get a character and they're gonna survive to the end of the game, because they're not. They're gonna be brutally murdered in horrific fashion. But seeing how they're brutally murdered is half of the fun. So we will be renaming characters, of course. If you want to name a character, you can choose. I will go through, I don't know if I can see all the different heroes. No, I cannot at the moment. So for now, you can choose one of these 4. So there's Reynold, a melee crusader. There is Dismas, a ranged marksman. There is Venos, which is a poisonous plague doctor. And there is Bolam, who is a divine healer. So once we've, as this is the first episode, I'll be doing a second embark, because the tutorial is relatively short, and show you how the full version of the game works, basically. So we go on an embark, and we choose missions.
Of madness and morbidity. Your work begins.
So, there's the darkest dungeon. So that is the end goal. However, as you can see here, it says darkest level 6. What that means is that you ideally want level 6 heroes to go in. As you can see, I've got level 1s and 0s, so I'm going to be sticking to the ruins for now. So, as you can see, these are the different crests you'll get. So you get portraits, busks, crests, and I don't know what that is. Papers, whatever. And those are used to upgrade the town. So for this mission, we'll get 3,000 gold, 4 crests, and a protection stone, which is a trinket. If I go to my trinket inventory, you can store trinkets with people in these 2 slots, which give them extra benefits. So I will be putting Reynold first, Dismas second, Bolam third, and Buenos fourth. And then you can go. So as you can see, the reason I've done this is because if you look at the preferred position, Reynold can't do anything in the last 2. Dismas can do something in every slot, but he's best in one of the middles. Venos can only do things in the back 2, and Bolam can do things mainly in the middle. The reason she's got this weird like in all 4 is because of her mace bash, which is really actually annoying. But I'm going to keep her in the 3rd position. Actually, no, that is a lie. I'm going to put her in this position. Because she can use... Oh no, she can't use her heal in the 2nd position. So no, we're going to move her back. So once you've got your team set up, you provision. And you go out.
The cost of preparedness, measured now in gold, later in blood.
Thanks for that, Caretaker. Yep, great way to motivate us. So you get certain things at the start of each mission. So I got holy water last time, and we've got some anti-venom. So there are different things you'll have to buy. You need food, which will be used to... You can heal yourself with it, but in addition, your party will get hungry during the each mission. And if you don't have enough food, your party will get really angry at you. Like they'll be like, "Oi, mate, we're starving here. We can't fight the eldritch abominations of the Underdepth without food. You get me?" I'm like, "Yeah, okay, fine. We'll get you some food. Chill. So there are shovels, which are used to clear obstacles. Clearing obstacles without shovels reduces the light by a ton and makes it really dark and damages your heroes and gets you really stressed. So it's always good to at least bring 1 shovel just in case. With the ruins, I like to bring a key because keys can open strong boxes and doors, and then you bring some torches to keep the thing light. Torches are not required, but because my guy has Warrior of the Light, I'm going to try and keep torches and go with maybe a light one. I also will not get medicinal herbs because just nah. So, your first expedition into the ruins of your ancestry. Be curious and be careful. Thanks for the advice. I will be careful not to have everyone brutally murdered in the first mission. So, the hero panel. So as you can see, we have to explore 90% of the rooms. Here is the layout of the rooms. So, as you remember from the original thing, we click on a room and then we start moving through the tunnels. So, with rooms like this... Oh, free torch. It's always lovely. With the... So as you can see, this is plus stress, so I'm going to use a torch, and so we're back to full. With these missions, you can usually skip 1 room. So, even though it was really light, they decided that we didn't have enough light to surprise them, so we're just going to have to do this the old-fashioned way. Let's... 2 damage, throw some poison grenades. Resisted. So this Zealous Accusation will hit both of them. And kill both. Not bad, not bad. Some free gold, love it. Unlock Strongbox. This could be poisoned, but we're going to take the risk. Hey! Free loot. A second shovel and extra food. Now, extra food is actually really helpful because... here we go, a blockage. So we could use our hands.
Stone seems bent on preventing passage.
But in this situation, I'm going to use a shovel, which just gets rid of it for free. So, like I was saying, in these rooms, I don't have to explore all of them. I can probably explore just every one but one. So I'm probably just going to do a roundabout circle and miss out this one down here. So, here we have some new enemies. As you can see, we don't know what any of their skills are yet because they haven't done anything. So these cultists, I do know, do stress attacks, and stress attacks are horrible. So I'm going to attempt to kill him very quickly. He has 7 health, 3 damage. hopefully that will do 3. Yes, so now he has 4 health and he will take 4 damage, so he will die. And I'll use Zealous Accusation. Doesn't kill either. Probably should have gone for killing a specific one rather than AoE damage, but there you go. So the Blight killed him, which is nice. The benefits of killing with Blight is also that they don't leave corpses, which is always nice. So now we just Grape Shot Blast, I guess, and there they go. Good work, boys. So we got some more anti-venom. I'll pop another torch to keep it light. Yes, promises success. So you can scout when it comes to rooms, but in this situation I don't seem to be getting any. Free pack, key, and some deeds. Oh, deeds, that's what they're called, not papers. There you go, deeds. So I think I've bought a few too many torches for this. Oh, another fight. So as you can see, we now know what his skill is, Graveyard Slash, which is just a damage ability. Oh, that isn't good. That's actually really bad. So he used a pull ability, which moved one of my characters around. Gonna try and get rid of him before he does that again. Oh, 4 damage, rolled the lowest. Sour. Sour about that. Ouch, that's a crit. So there you go, stress. There's my first stress in the game. So as you can see, it also bleeded, which is annoying. So I believe I only have to. There you go, 3 damage. So now he's down to 5 health. I need to hit him one more time. I have a good chance to kill him. There you go. So as you can see, it left a corpse, so the cultist hasn't moved forward. Luckily, I get another turn, so this blight should now kill the acolyte before it does anything. Rend for the old gods. That's ouch. It's not pleasant. Oh, another bleed. If only I brought some bandages with me. Well, you live and you learn. Let's cut this guy up because he's too far back for me to shoot him. And there goes the blight, finishing him off. And I guess do illumination. Illumination increases your torch, which is really nice. No blood left for the leeches, indeed. It's because they're probably skeletons. So we got some gold. And now at the end of the fight, we can move our party back into position. So here's an heirloom chest. I know from experience that heirloom chests have secret compartments if you use a key. So now we've got some extra... We've got some medicinal herbs and some jade, which is just money basically. So as you can see, people get stressed. Oh, a trap. That sucks. Oh dear. So when they reduce to 0 HP, they go to death's door. They get loads of stat penalties and any extra damage has a chance to kill them. So I'm going to eat some food, which heals. It means that when I get hungry, I'll have less food for that, but that's okay. So this was... Aha! So we got scouting. So there's a trap there and a fight there. There is a curio there, an empty room, and then a room with treasure. So rather than going to this room, because I do need to explore 90% of the rooms, I'm just going to go up here. I'm also going to pop a torch. Oh, so sometimes, because of their traits, they'll open things even if... Oh, no! No! You piece... Reynold, why? So Reynold basically was just like, ooh, a pack of loot. I'll take that, and just stole everything. Kleptomaniac, there you go, prone to stealing items. Once I get access to the Abbey, you can, no, not the Abbey. Oh, there you go, so food. So I can either eat nothing, take loads of damage and stress, or I can eat food and regain health. So, in longer missions, that can happen 2, 3, sometimes even 4 times. So it's always good to bring food. So, scouting is great because it lets you know what you're going to fight. Yes, as you can see, the torch is fading. So we'll be shoveling this. So, and then popping torches to go back to full.
The light, the promise of safety.
And then we're going to hope that we surprise them. No. As you can see, this is a 4-man fight. So what I'm probably going to do is do a tracking attack on this guy to buff him up for the fight, because this is probably going to be a long one. So he's going to use Tempting Goblet, which does very little damage, but as you can see, stress damage. Now, probably Plague Grenade both of these. Oh, he resisted the blight, that's annoying. Oh well. When a person fills their stress bar, they will get a, basically they'll have an attack, a panic attack, and they'll respond in a specific way. So I think I'm going to protect myself, so that I can, because he's on low health, I don't want him to die. As you can see, things do less damage once you protect yourself. But, they have like a panic attack and they'll become like a trait, and they can be anything. They can be hopeless, they can be selfish, they can be like fearful, but occasionally you can get things like valorous and courageous. And basically what that means is that instead of having a panic attack, they've basically gone, no, not today, not ever, I will fight! And usually that's one of the greatest moments you could ever get, because it basically saves you from serious problems. So in this case, both of these are really low, so I'm going to do a party heal, which is only 2 each, but it might mean they need 2 attacks to bring them to 0. And keeping people off death's door is the most important thing, because it gives massive minuses to stats. So I think I'm just going to try and cleave this guy. Yep, rolled lowest, but it still killed him, which is great. So as you can see, the Blight still does damage and will eventually kill him. And I'm going to Noxious Blast this guy. Oh, wow, 1 damage crit. As you can see, they just got stress healed. When you get crits, you get healed for stress. When they get crits, they do a bunch of stress. So this guy has 200% bleed resist, which basically means I'm never going to make him bleed. But Open Vein... Oh, nice crit. As you can see, he resisted the bleed still. But it gave my guys... So here, I could choose to illuminate, heal, and get people higher. Or I could just choose to illuminate. And I'm probably just going to go for the kill, because he might get another ability. So we've got some busts, some emeralds, and some gold, which is lovely.
So too will resistance.
So in this situation, I'm going to continue adventuring, because I'm going to open this chest. And as you can see, unlocks a hidden compartment, and we get a bunch more crests, which is lovely. And then we will finish our mission. And that was a good first one. It was a great one. No one died. Sigh. So as you can see, we brought all the stuff back, and we got a total of 3,000 gold. We got 6,000 gold together, and we got a bunch of crests and busts and deeds. And everyone got some levels. So these 2 guys leveled up. Now let's see what we got. 20% scouting chance on the Warrens, but he's manic for money. That's not good. Warren's Tactician, that's really good. Wield Scrounger, that's good. Armor Tinkerer, which is nice. Satan Phobia. I want to get rid of that. That's not a good trait. But we got a lot of Warrens things, so we might get together a team specifically for hunting in the Warrens, which you will eventually have. You'll have teams for different things.
My obsession caused this great foulness, and it is shameful that I must rely upon you to set it right.
So, some negative quirks can become horrible, basically, and your character gets seriously upset about them. Now, what we've done is we've unlocked the tavern.
Fresh kegs, cards, and curtained rooms promise solace to the weary and broken alike.
And basically what this does is it gives you stress relief. So this guy is God-fearing, so he'll only pray. And I don't like it when people will only pray, so I'll probably get rid of that as soon as I can.
The cobwebs have been dusted, the pews set straight.
So as you can see, the caretaker
The Abbey calls to the faithful.
Is praying, which means that Reynold can't pray at all, which means he just can't get any stress relief. Everyone else is pretty low on stress, so I don't think I'm actually going to get any stress relief. We'll check the stagecoach for new heroes. So we've got a second Seeker Vestal, who is plus 10 damage to range skills, but soft, so she has less HP. We have another Highwayman, who is obsessed with material things, but he gets improved stress reduction and extra damage versus Unholy, which is actually really strong, so I'm going to take him.
Elusive,
And then we've got a Man-at-Arms.
Evasive, persistent.
So he's got no stress penalty with
Righteous
walking
traits
backwards,
for a rogue.
and believes he is possessed by demons. He's got 1 big smash ability, an AoE thing, and then 2 buff abilities. So I think I'll bring him for a buff party.
The raw strength of youth may be spent, but his eyes hold the secrets of 100 campaigns.
Manly. So I am going to take this character, because I'm a dick, and I am going to be called... I guess we'll just... go back. I'm just going to call him Psyonic. He's a Apprentice Crusader, and I'll change the outfit. So I think I'm going to go with the white one. I like that. So feel free. I'll just go quickly through. So the Dismas has the grey, the green, the blue, and the brown, and the red. No, the red, the green, the blue, and the brown. Buenos has... Oh no. Buenos has the red, the green... No, sorry, the red, the green, the grey and the white. The green, the red, the grey and the white. Bollum has the red, the green, the white and the brown. Lassie obviously has the same ones as the other one, and Hugh has purple, blue, yellow and red. So, oh yes, so if you want to choose your hero, just say I want to be the highwayman. I want Dismas to be my guy. I want him to be green, and I want his name to be John Travolta or whatever. And I will include them, and then you can see how they fare on their adventures. So, last step is I'm going to give a protection stone. So I'm going to give that to Psyonic, because he's our main tank at the moment. And although less speed is good, more protection is always great because it reduces damage. So that's it for this episode. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.